All hoping you are enjoying your night. I had said we meet tomorrow, but then now I feel I need to do this. So now we had now the graduation day last week on Friday. So last week on Friday, for those that can see my fingers, you can see my fingers. I did show you my fingers, and I also showed you my toenails. This is the first time I'm doing them like this. I've never done anything. But then now, because of the hard work, now my sister-in-law was like, my sister-in-law was like, I will pay for everything so that now I can be made beautiful. Of which you say, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. And then you say, urembo ni gharama. In Swahili you say, urembo ni gharama. In Swahili you say, urembo ni gharama, meaning that yes, you want to be beautiful, but are you willing to take your time and make yourself beautiful? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to take your time and make yourself beautiful? So now my sister-in-law was like, I will do it for her, of which she did it to me on Thursday. Then now my aunt, the sister to my father, the third born of the family, she did it. She took me there, and then once we reached there, I was done for. Of which now they were telling me that now in your now outside here, what is going to pay your bills now is the skills. What is going to pay your bills now is the skills. It's no longer the high school or what or what. What is will pay your bills now is you develop a skill, or you look for a short course, you learn from there, and then now you start selling yourself. That is what will pay. Or now, because now you're about to become a degree, you're about to become a degree holder. Once you go to a company or you go to an institution, are you willing to go there and solve a problem that is there? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to take your time and do that? So now I'm about to even now start to go to other institutions, not only PAC. I'm about even to go to KCA, of which I might go either on Friday or Monday. I might go there, and I go for that open day just to listen the process of all that kind of stuff. How do they do their admission and all that? How do they do their admission and all that? So that now I don't get used to just one place. You have to explore a bit. So now I was giving you guys the story of now the graduation day. So now that day on Thursday, I was overjoyed. It is because now I decided to be calm, because I know myself. Once I'm overhyped or what, and then now that time I might not even concentrate. So I was like, let me now become calm. So I went, slept that day as I usually do. Slept I think at 10 if I'm not wrong, or even 11. Slept, then I was like, wow, the day is about to reach. Even I did not hear the prayers that my parents were doing. So me, I slept, now woke up at around 6. Now my parents and my sister, they were the ones that were taking me to the graduation. And now they even invited my aunt and my brother and another friend of mine. So I was like, okay, let me go. Now the day is finally here. I did not want to be overjoyed. I just became calm and decided, now let me be calm. now let me be calm and now go. So that day I wore my gown and all that kind of stuff. That day I wore my gown and all. I wore my gown. Sorry, I wore the clothes, and then now we took the breakfast. Then now we went now straight to school. We went straight to the campus. We were not even late. So now we went. Now I remember that now the following day, on Wednesday, we were told that you're going to enter by numbers. You're going to enter by numbers. You're going to enter by numbers. So I was like, oh, we are going to enter by numbers. Then I was like, okay, let me remember what number I am. Of which now we entered the park now, the campus now, the main one, and we entered now like in a line, and we were supposed to march even. Now we are marching, then I'm like, wow, Marianne, you've done yourself really nice. You've done yourself really nice. You've done yourself a nice job to yourself. You've done a really good job to yourself. Because now I was like, will I ever graduate? Will I ever wear a gown? And I wear now the cape, of which that day, last week on Friday, is when all this was done. So I was like, oh, wow, really, God can really amaze you sometimes, and it's even funny. He can really amaze you. So I was like, now the person that did not get that of the best of the grades now is graduating. So I was really happy. Then I went, I marched, and then now the band came. We entered now the CITAM Dome. For the people that know where the CITAM Resambu is, we went there, sat. Now my parents also went there. They sat. My aunt came, my brother came, that friend of mine also came. Now me, I sat for the graduation. Now I waited, and my name was called. They called all my three names: Mwangi, Marianne, Jerry, pass. And my mom and my aunt, they were really overjoyed for listening that way. They were really overjoyed. My mom and my aunt were really overjoyed because they knew the journey that I had gone through. So they were really overjoyed. They were really happy. And now, at around, I think, 2:33 there, the graduation was dissolved, and we were told we go to the admission block, we take a photo, of which, that day we were really many graduates. That day we were really many graduates. I think we were 852 if I'm not wrong. We were 852. Can you imagine that? 852. Can you imagine? Now you are 852 graduates now. Now we are no longer graduates, now we are graduates. We are now 852. Can you imagine that? Now, some years back, I believe we were 300, but now, this time around, we are 852. Can you imagine that? And nobody there was not having a car or a matatu or a Nissan that you've come and you're really happy that you're now doing what? You're now graduating. And you're now graduating. And God is rewarding your success. Nobody there did not have that. And it was really surprising because some of us even, there's a person there that was taking soda and bread, and he had invited some people. So it was really happy. People are really happy. And even some remained, and even some remained in the chapel, and there were also ushers. They were told now by the deputy chairperson to go to where we normally call it the conference hall 1. They were told to go there for the free lunch. As the graduates now go and celebrate their success, of which my aunt, my aunt, my sister, my father, we went somewhere also. They bought for me lunch. I was happy. The day ended well. They bought for me lunch. The day ended well. Now, finally, I told myself, now I'm in the yearbook, of which I did write a testimonial to say that now they have made me the leader that I am today. They have made me the leader that I am today. They have made me. And now, as I've told you, now Park has become my home, my second home, that is. Park has now become my second home, of which now I will not be going there on a regular basis. I might be going twice or thrice in a week. Twice or thrice in a week. Twice or thrice in a week. You go now. Yes, it is my second home, but now I'll be doing it twice or thrice in a week. I go some place, or I go some other place, or I remain in the house and shoot for you now the videos as I wait now for the doors to open. As I wait now for the doors to open, so that now I continue applying for the jobs, of which I believe there will be an opportunity I will get. Which I believe there will be an opportunity that I will get. So for the people that prayed for me for this journey, thank you so much. For the people that celebrated me and wrote all the congratulations messages, thank you so much. For the people that have understood the situation that I've been going through, thank you so much. You are really, I can mention but a few. Number one, my parents. They understood the situation at hand. I can say now, who else? Basically, my family. They understood the situation and prayed for me and prayed for my journey. Thank you so much for that. Another person that understood the situation that might see the video is my aunt. She was once a teacher, of which I schooled there. She had a school at first there in Zimmerman. For the people that know where Zimmerman is around. Is around where? Zimmerman. You see where Roysambu is. Now you're going to go where Roysambu is. Now you go to the Thika Road Mall. You leave the Thika Road Mall, you go to Roysambu, then you go to Mirema. After Mirema now is where Zimmerman is. So now my aunt did have a school. It used to be called Zimmerman Premier School. But later on, when I was done, it was called Nairobi Premier. It used to be there where in Garden Estate. It used to be now in Garden Estate. And she was also a teacher. And she also taught me when I was I think 5 years. When I was, I think 5 years, but that is back in 2005. I can remember clearly. Right now, I'm remembering each and every ordeal of mine that I'm remembering how I was born and all that kind of stuff. So I'm remembering a lot. This head of mine remembers a lot. So I can remember how she did take me at first, the teacher that took care of me from baby class till I finished standard 3. I left there. I finished standard 3 back in 2008. Went to Green Cottage, went to Loreto, went to the Marion School, all that kind of stuff. So now I can remember everything. So now my aunt took that time, taught me what now was in pre-unit, and then she used to be the owner of the school. So I studied there my life as a student. I started it there, so I can remember each and every detail of which was there. Now for my graduation, we even went with her for the lunch that we went. So this is basically now the graduation day. This is basically last week on Friday, and the day ended. Now I have the flowers. I have the flowers. I have the flowers of the graduation. I have everything as that a graduate or a graduate should be having. I have the peseta, I have the yearbook, I have the peseta, the yearbook, I have the peseta, the yearbook, I have everything basically. But now I'm waiting for the certificate, because now certificate in this campus we call park, it usually takes time before they remove, but then they are going to remove, of which I'm going to go for my certificate, because that will be needed sometime later when I decide to be a leader, or when now a company could be asking for it. So now I'll have to go for it. So now I will have to go for it. This is to prove you that you can be going through circumstance, you can be going through an ailment or all that kind of stuff. But then this is to show you anybody can. Anybody can. Anybody can. Anybody can. And basically, education does not have any age. Education does not have, especially the higher education, it does not have any age. You can study at any age that you decide. You can study at any age that you decide. You can decide at any age that you decide, so long as you put in your brain, you're switching it to the studies, and you will also succeed. So now, thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for all those people that have been praying for me. Thank you for the congratulations messages. Keep on praying for me for the doors to open now. For the doors to open. For the doors to open now. Because now, for me now, I have to get the experience first before I go back to do my masters. So keep on praying for me, the doors to open, and it becomes an easier one. So do have yourselves a lovely night. Watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and keep on subscribing for the channel's growth. Thank you.